everybody, I'm Tim Donnelly, play-by-play voice of the Charlotte Rush. It's our midweek Rush videos. We're going to recap the Charlotte Rush premiere in their 2 games against the Richmond Generals last weekend, and also premiere this weekend's games coming up when the Rush will take on the Carolina Junior Hurricanes in Raleigh. I'm in the Rush coach's office at the Extreme Ice Center here at Indian Trail, North Carolina, the home of the Charlotte Rush, and I'm talking to Charlotte Rush Premier head coach and general manager Trevor Jewell. Trevor, Premier with a couple of games in Richmond last weekend. Saturday, narrow defeat, 5-4. Jimmy O'Kane, though, led the way for the Rush, couple of goals and 1 assist. Jack Rydell with 32 saves, and I know it had to be backbreaking with the Richmond Generals scoring that goal with just 16 seconds left in the third period to win it. I know that was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Again, we did it to ourselves. We took too many penalties. There were some soft calls back and forth. Again, you run into that in Virginia with the refereeing up there. But, again, we took a penalty at a bad time. We ended up getting scored on at the end of the game. Jack did the best he could to get that save, but it was a screen. And kudos to Richmond for capitalizing on the opportunities they had. We didn't defend as well as we should have and didn't battle in front of the net as well as we should have, and it cost us a game. So, and we didn't stay disciplined. We didn't do the things we talked about and preached all week. So again, that's on us, and we didn't take care of what we needed to take care of. So, kind of saw it coming, just because it was one of those things where, you can see where the game is going as far as momentum and things like that as a coach and stuff. So, it's a tough one, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you can't control some things, and unfortunately we couldn't control that circumstance, and we ended up dropping one. But like I said, Richmond capitalized on the opportunities they did. We didn't capitalize on the opportunities we needed to, and we took too many penalties. So at the end of the day, we beat ourselves.
But the good news is the Rush came back in a big way on Sunday to defeat the Generals by a score of 7-5. And Trevor, wow, what a topsy-turvy game that was. The Rush got behind 3-1. Dawson Carley started the game but didn't last the first period. Jack Rydell came in relief. But again, another big game from Jimmy O'Kane, another 3-point game with a goal and 2 assists. Ilya Grekov also had a goal and 2 assists for the Rush. And you got 2 goals each from Max Bork and Shane Hemmer. Big comeback game. And I know, Trevor, you had to be happy with your offense exploding in that game.
Yeah, I was very happy with that. Tough to watch Carly go in there. He hasn't played in a while, so I feel bad for that. It's a tough circumstance, but he's a young kid. He's the goalie of the future. He's a kid that's going to be very, very, very good. So just make sure I've been making sure I stay positive with him and things like that, because that's a tough one. Richmond's a good hockey team, and being cold like that, it's not easy, and I get it. And but Jack came in relief and did very well. Gave us a chance to win and things like that. And, obviously the other guys you mentioned, they helped us win a hockey game that we really desperately needed to win. I thought our power play was better. We stayed out of the box. We didn't do anything stupid. We controlled what we needed to control. We kept our emotions in check, and we just played and focused on us. And it shows what we can do when we do play that way, and allow us to just be ourselves and play our game. And, our offense is very, very good when we want to stay out of the dumb stuff and just play hockey. So, I was very happy with that, and it was nice to get out of there with a split. We just had to salvage the weekend after dropping the one on Saturday, and I thought we did that, and I thought the guys responded well, and it shows what kind of group and what kind of resiliency we really do have in that room. So very happy with them right now, and again, we still have a long way to go and a lot to learn and a lot of things to accomplish going forward.
No surprise, Trevor, 73 minutes in penalties in that game, but the good news is 48 of those were for Richmond, so your guys kept their composure in what was a pretty rough game.
Yeah, and the refs took a lot of guys that went, one of their guys would go and one of our guys would go, so there were a lot of coincidental penalties and stuff like that. And, the refs just trying to keep the peace, and the game took long. It was forever again, as usual with Richmond. So, it took forever, and they try to lull you to sleep and beat you the way that they try to beat you, which is slowing the game down and making things take forever. But, we didn't fall for it on Sunday. Unfortunately, we did on Saturday, and we ended up getting a win, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Big comeback win for the Rush on Sunday, Trevor. Congrats. Let's take a look at the standings right now for Premier in the Southeast Division. The Rush in first place, so the split still allows the Rush to stay in the top spot with a record of 9-2-0-1, 19 points. Our opponents this coming weekend, Carolina Junior Hurricanes, right below with 18 points. They have a record of 9-3. Richmond with a record of 8-6, 16 points, and still hanging around Hampton Roads with 14 points. We go to the Raleigh, North Carolina this weekend. The Carolina Junior Hurricanes will be our opponents, and they were formerly the Carolina Eagles, but they've kind of merged with the Junior Hurricanes organization. And Trevor, they have a brand new coaching staff this year up in Carolina. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team over there. They're going to work hard and keep coming at you. You know, Kevin does a great job with his programs. He's always done well with the Atlanta guys when he was down in Atlanta. And, you know, taking over here, I fully expect to have a team that's just going to keep coming at us wave after wave after wave, and they're going to constantly work. And they're a blue-collar team. So, you know, we're expecting a long, hard-fought game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But he does a good job with them, and he's doing a good job with them so far. And I think it's going to be a great weekend matchup for us.
Let's take a look at the Rush schedule now. I've got a question for Trevor Jewell. You know, we're 6 weeks into the regular season now, and the Rush has only played once at home. Our schedule very heavily tilted on the road early on, but then in January and February, we play 4 out of 5 weekends at home. But Trevor, as a coach, just talk about, is that a good thing, a bad thing to play a lot of games on the road early? Would you prefer maybe it being more balanced as a coach? And your own personal opinion, what do you make of this schedule? Has it been good or bad?
You know, me as a player, I enjoy playing on the road because playing in front of other people's fans and stuff. I don't know if that was maybe just motivation for me, but as a coach, I'd much rather be a balanced schedule. You know, I think being on the road this much so early is not bad because it allows the guys to bond a little bit more on the road, but it also, you know, it also puts guys on a cramped bus and things like that. Guys get sick and they get bus legs and things like that, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, or you blow a tire here and you're stuck on the road for another 5 hours. You never know what could happen. So I'd prefer the more balanced schedule, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you're going to have to play those road games at some point anyway, so you might as well just get them out of the way. But you know, it is what it is, and we just got to control what we can control and make sure we're prepared for those games just as much as we would be prepared at home.
Yeah, again, from what I've heard too on these travels, Trevor, Jeff Loebman, our assistant coach, and all the players with their phones listening to Willie Nelson on the road again. I've been on the road quite a bit so far, but Trevor, thanks for that, and we'll hope that when the season rolls around in January and February, we're playing all those home games, it will be a good thing for us. Well, again, the Rush will be on the road this weekend in Carolina. You can follow all the action on Hockey TV. Then, of course, the Rush comes back home a week from this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, November 2nd and 3rd, to host the Charleston Colonials again. Hope you'll come out to XI to support the Rush, and if not, you can watch the games on Hockey TV. Trevor, great job this weekend getting that split, and good success in Raleigh this weekend against the Carolina Junior Hurricanes.
Thanks a lot.
Don't forget to follow our all the Rush happenings on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our Charlotte Rush YouTube channel, and also on our Charlotte Rush website. Scott Reeves has been our cameraman from the Carolina School of Broadcasting. Thank you, Scott. And for all of this at Rush Nation, I'm play-by-play announcer Tim Donnelly. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.